Welcome to the Deucecast Extra. We are live on a Monday night to talk about Part 4 of Ahsoka Fallen Jedi. And what an episode it was, in my humble opinion. I felt, the Star Wars tingle. You guys know what I'm talking about?
When I
felt it.
I do.
I felt the Star Wars tingle.
Where was it?
It was glorious on my arms, just like a little,
That's
like
not where mine is
the
normally.
That's a different tingle I had then. I'm
Oh,
mistake.
okay, well, sorry. I was trying not to go there, but okay. But Garrison, how's it going, buddy?
It's going well. Been busy, but I'm enjoying what I've seen from Ahsoka so far, and I'm excited for tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh man, I am very excited for tomorrow.
Wish I had a
Roth?
theater near me playing it.
I know. Yeah,
right?
that would have been nice. There's, I guess, was there a screening in Atlanta? I didn't check all the.
Yeah,
Yeah, there was some like bigger cities had screenings.
like 10 cities in the nation, I think.
10 bigger cities. Yeah, nothing like if you're in a small market, it didn't really get anything. Roth from Wyoming. Speaking of small markets, how's it going, buddy?
It's going good. You know, the Star Wars tingle is similar to the we used to call it in high school. We came up with this name, the Spangles.
Oh,
Get all sort of spangled when you feeling all patriotic, like the national anthem plays.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
I
I feel that. I feel
feeling
that.
spangled. Yeah,
Or like when before the injury, when Aaron Rodgers ran out with the flag this evening. You
see a bald eagle snatch a fish out of a communist's like fishing net.
Specifically.
Holy smokes!
You know, it's a communist.
Yeah,
You can tell. Are you kidding me?
You can always tell those communist fishing
Gosh, I
nets.
feel so spangly right now.
Yeah, exactly. What's up, Ted, Andrew, Brian? How's it going, everybody? Dr. Earl, how are you, sir? We made it through the 50th anniversary festivities at our church, and now it's back to normal.
There's a little spangle with that.
There's a lot of spangle, yeah. Spackle and spangle.
We had a little, little righteous spangling. Little
righteous spangling, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was
choir.
Good.
It was a good old fashioned hootenanny there.
Yeah, exactly. Look, Ted, we'll get to all your questions.
Gosh,
Ted,
let us start the show. Hold on,
we're trying to get to it, Ted. I promise.
Hey, the spangle I get is when the Auburn bird flies around the stadium. Oh my goodness!
It's when
the eagle. You mean why'd you say bird?
Well, the
eagle.
It's the eagle. Makes the loop around the stadium.
When
this
Chief
bird...
Osceola plants the spear at midfield.
That's a pretty big spangle too.
When the Oregon Duck mascot does 500 push-ups, that's when I get this. Because it's been a good game when that happens.
Western Thunder runs out the horse.
There you go.
For the Wyoming games, or Powder River, let her buck.
Rhett, we won't talk about your team this week.
No, they're terrible. I hope they never win another game.
Rhett, don't you worry. Wyoming is going to get vengeance for Alabama and go into Austin and beat them.
Oh, hey, I hope so.
Wait, are you guys playing Texas?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice. Take them down, man.
Ooh,
that'd be amazing.
I'm sorry.
Saban's this is probably his last year. He's
because
he bought a big house in Florida. He's got grandkids. He doesn't.
Rhett, do I have a coach for you? Dabo Sweeney, what a winner!
I think I'm pretty high on Mel Tucker.
Well, hey, he's coming.
He's coming, baby.
Yeah.
Coming, baby. Oh, I see what you did there, Garrison.
Tuck's coming.
He's coming. Is that right? Did you say that really, Garrison?
Yeah.
That was Michigan State's.
Wow. That was their
hashtag for him. Tuck's coming.
Wow, this is taking a direction. I guess it's my fault for starting the conversation about tingling.
You're
we've evolved into this.
But Ahsoka was
episode of Ahsoka, and we haven't even touched on it.
Spangly Star Wars nerds, and what do you expect us to talk about?
My bad, guys. All right, well let's dive in. I mean,
spangle to. Well, anyway,
I'm tired of just talking about what happened in the episode. Everybody that watched the dang thing knows what happened in the episode.
No, let's talk about it.
Let's dig deeper. Let's dig
about
deeper into the episode. Go ahead, Rhett. What were you going to say?
Let's talk about all the problems with the episode. No,
Well, I
But
did
what
have
the-
some nitpicky stuff. Is why do you have to cover the droid's mouth? I mean, to get it to be
Why
quiet.
didn't they-
Yeah,
Why'd they
stuff
do
like
that to
that.
Empire?
Why would they sneak up anyway? If they've got those assassin droids that can blow up a town like they
Right.
did in episode 1,
None of
just
that
blow
matters.
up.
I don't care about any of that. Why does
did
Hugh
they bring
Yang have a?
Why'd they bring the
Red-
Why didn't they
hyperspace
just
ring
shoot?
down to the planet for no, and
Brett.
then just for a
Brett.
cool shot of it coming out of the clouds?
Brett, they used up all
Why
their
does Army
coaxium
space?
to
Coaxium.
blow up the robot in the first
Yes.
episode.
Yes,
Yes.
they did. They used
All
to-
right, I'll buy that. I'll buy that explanation.
Okay.
Why does Hugh
Yeah,
Yang
no.
need that little magnifying glass on his droid eye? That's,
Yeah,
that's what I want to know.
why did the engines not work when the engines just worked?
That was 2 episodes ago. We're
well,
focusing on episodes. We're only focusing on Fallen Jedi here, which I
Well,
thought
I mean,
was
that was
absolutely
part of the thing. That's why they couldn't leave because
I
we're
know.
not going anywhere. But they went there, you know.
I know.
I mean, anyway. But whatever. Yeah, the nitpicks were minor. I thought it moved at a better pace.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You could hear Rosario Dawson smiled once, and you could hear that crack. You know, her face finally kind of came out and molted.
She
and,
was very emotive.
you
This was good.
know, she
I
smiled.
did like the hinge, as they
Yeah,
called
the
it in
hinge
this
is great.
episode. They called it the hinge.
Yeah,
So that was
the,
pretty cool.
all the fight choreography was pretty good. I like that they were
Oh, man.
distinct. They were distinct styles.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to talk about are the predictions that I made from last week.
I got one too, though.
I'm not recalling that. I'm not.
I got one
recalling that
right.
you made-
Okay, well, you
But-
go first, Michael. Let's.
Well,
swap
mine was that
predictions.
Hera would come to the rescue.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, she didn't come to rescue anybody yet.
She
doesn't
was
say.
trying to,
She at
though.
least attempted to.
She was
Came
trying to.
Yeah, all that last. It doesn't. It hardly even makes sense why there was the discussion about it. You know, I think that just kind of.
Jacob, don't get frustrated. Just
No, he's watching the football game.
oh, okay.
I thought. I mean, the whole point about her not being able to go, I'm breaking rules. I mean, all that was kind of silly because she just went anyway. And
I knew it would
And
happen.
I will notice. You'll notice that Zeb wasn't there last time we saw.
You
Zeb
were
was-
right about that, but
Carson.
the series is not over.
When
He's
the
coming.
Canadian
Yep.
sitcom stars showed up, I was like, and there's no Zeb. That's a point in Rhett's column and not a
When
point in mine.
Kim's Convenience showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kim's Convenience came flying out of the.
I
was
was
tough.
really so as I was watching the episode, it got to that moment, and I was really afraid the episode was going to take a sharp dive off of a cliff at that point, because once you
Right.
usually introduce that guy,
yeah, it screeches to a halt, right?
it just screeches like usually. But luckily they recovered, and
This
it
went.
was great. In fact, I remember I remember DMing Rhett in our little, we're not DMing, but in our chat saying, "Oh, Rhett's gonna hate this," because I was afraid that it was gonna be horrible from that point on.
Yeah, but no,
Um,
he
It didn't. It wasn't.
look, he reads line. He's just not a great line reader. I mean, I know he headlined that sitcom, and
Yeah.
he was okay on it, but
He's really wooden on his Star Wars
It's
delivery.
weird. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
I don't
strange.
know. I don't know if he's used to in a low tech environment, you know, where like
Maybe.
with sets and things. And but anyway, so then the other big prediction, of course, was that I suggested the Inquisitor was nothing but nonsense, and I think I literally said so.
You said it was a smoke monster.
Your puff of smoke thing was that was not a serious comment you made.
Oh, and yet,
and yet it happened. So
and yet it did happen. It's like,
let's talk about that. Like
smoke monster.
Garrison, what do
Although
you
there's
think?
a reason for that. There's a reason for
Well, what? Okay, well,
What is
Garrison, do you have any idea of what's going on with that? I mean, it's
I have
obviously
no
a
idea.
Danthamirian witch thing.
that. That's right.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I figured it had
probably
something to
witchcraft.
do with witches, but
it's dumb.
I don't know. I just wanted. I'm going to let the show explain that to me, and whatever. If they don't
Well,
want to explain it to
Well,
me,
then we have a
whatever.
different one, yeah.
It won't.
Matt, yes, I think I probably did utter those words.
It's only a flesh wound.
Or the John McEnroe. You can't be serious. I might have said that also. I don't know.
Seriously, he's going to be smoke monster.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Ted. It's
Okay,
yeah,
Rhett, you got that. That's 1 point. 2 points for Rhett. No Zeb and
no.
a smoke monster.
Well, no. We never said this episode, Zeb. I
Yeah,
thought we
no,
said
that
in
was
the
never-
series.
Carry on. We're halfway through the next half. No Zeb.
No,
Okay.
he'll be in it. No, I still think he'll be in
Yeah,
it.
and so I disagree with that take.
Yeah, I think he'll
I'm
be
still
the
in
series.
team. We'll see Zeb, but I'm much more worried than I was before last week.
I'm
that
not
was
worried at all.
where you would have seen him if you were.
That is
gonna-
No.
exactly where you
No,
would
no,
have
no,
seen
no,
him
no.
most likely. Like that would have been a very good spot
No,
for him.
they're
for
going
sure.
to assemble the team next episode to go after Sabine.
That's
there
right.
You go.
Amen to that. That's
Well,
big.
at the
Because the
end of
tracker is still on that ship, so they can, even though the little, magic ball
Well,
thing
how are they
is
going to get
gone,
there?
They,
They're
they'll
going to build
figure
their
out a
own
way.
giant
They're
hyperspace.
gonna
No, I
build
don't know.
their
That's
own-
a really interesting question.
No,
Yeah,
obviously
space
they're going
whales.
to use.
Ahsoka's gonna
Yeah,
use
they're
the
going to
space
use
whale.
the Purgles.
Oh, yeah,
Obviously,
let's ride them.
They'll just hold on
Obviously,
to a
Red.
space whale,
I
grab
got
on the back of it, like in Dune, with
Like a bantha.
hooks.
Yeah.
like a
Oh,
bantha.
Right it.
he's moved into screen. I didn't even have to move it.
He's interested. He
dog
wants
has.
to know what's going on. He's
But
like, hey,
speaking of
Hondo.
Uncle Brian,
Is Hondo there?
yes.
Wait,
What did Uncle Brian
Yep.
say?
well,
Onaka?
you said
Oh, that's
that's
Hondo
the
Jacob's
dog's
dog.
name.
Hondo Tanaka.
But he
Oh,
also gave
yeah.
me credit in the Discord for the
Yes.
Sabine twist.
Who was
I don't think
that,
I
by the
said
way?
that.
I don't-
somebody
what-
we talked. Yeah, somebody. One of you said that she might. Will she make a mistake because she's trying to get to Ezra or something like that?
I mean, I think that was implied that she was a little bit, just in general, like
Yeah.
everything's about Ezra for
Well, then
her.
they telegraphed the absolute crap out of it.
With
Early in the
That's
game.
right, Brian. Brian's right. I mean,
Whatever.
we'll call him. He's right. It's going to be like Dune. They're going to ride the Purgles.
Ride
They're
the
gonna
Purgles. Come on, hook
the
'em in.
Purgles. That's
Rhett,
exactly right.
you're talking about that line where they're like, "You guys got to stick together," or,
Well, no, it's before that.
No,
It's
it was-
where, Ahsoka
Ahsoka
says,
was like, we have to destroy it if we have to.
Yeah,
Can I
can I
trust
trust
you to
you?
do it?
And I trust you to
maybe
do it.
nobody can. We if we can't get there, we can't let anybody else get there either, or something.
Yeah.
Will you make the right decision? And
Yeah, that was it.
Now-
That was
I said I thought Ahsoka and Sabine may sneak onto the ship.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
but they didn't. Well,
They
one
did
did.
not.
She got
I-
on there in a way.
Hey,
Well, I think
this is me
Thrawn's
saying
coming
I'm
back.
getting I got undue credit. I do not deserve that credit because I don't think it was me that said it.
I can't remember exactly who it is, but I mean, we mentioned it for sure.
I would just say what Rhett calls telegraphing, I'll call setup and payoff.
Yeah, but listen, when it happens so closely, though, it's hard to. I mean, I think that's just a structural thing of that episode. It's hard in these short form episodes to set something up and then pay it off. Like you should, if you set it up, you set it up before that and let it
Yeah.
play out longer. I don't think it feels as abrupt. That's all.
It
I'm
works
not.
for me.
It's hardly even a criticism. It's just an acknowledgement that the format is different, and you don't get to kind of slow play that.
I will say they were definitely setting up her feelings towards Ezra and her potentially making a mistake because of those feelings.
Oh,
Yeah.
clouding her judgment. But
well. I did feel like this was the most cinematic feeling
Oh, yeah.
episode of this
yeah.
series.
It's
I
Peter
felt like
Ramsey.
Peter Ramsey did a
Yeah.
great job
Yep.
of pacing
Got
it,
A man to
Yeah.
direct it. Yeah.
moving.
well, guy who
That's-
worked on Into the
Wait a
Spider Verse.
Has
Do
nothing to do
do we
with
know
it.
if Steph Green is a?
What do you mean there's
female?
nothing to do with
Steph Green's definitely a woman.
Stop it,
Okay,
Red.
Yeah.
it?
we apologize.
I was
Others-
saying
You know
that
what I'm
be-
talking about.
I was saying that because he was one of the co-directors of Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
Yes.
an excellent
Into the
director.
Into the Spider Verse.
Into the
An excellent
Spider-Verse. So yeah, I mean, he's got some clout.
And also,
you
I think
know?
he did some of the better episodes of was it Mando season 3, maybe, or better
Yeah.
episode.
He did one of the somewhere
one
in
of
the
them.
somewhere in the
Definitely-
midst of Mando.
Yeah, definitely not the Jack Black episode.
No, that was Bryce
You know
Dallas
who
Howard.
directed that?
Yeah.
A woman.
wasn't
She did.
All
I'm
right,
simply
that's it.
Keep
We're
saying
setting
shutting
Rhett
down.
up.
You
and I'm
guys call
sorry.
me the misogynist.
There's nothing
I mean,
I've never.
Oh,
told
no,
you
we know
that.
Rhett's
I know it's
already-
Rhett.
There's nothing misogynistic about it. I'm just making.
He is
a-
definitely
He is-
critical drinker.
Rhett is
of
only
this
stating
last-
fact. He's not saying it's because they're
I'm not
women.
edit-
He
I'm
may
not
be implying that.
editorializing.
You're
dare you?
editorializing
How
in
dare
your
you?
tone. In your tone, you editorialize.
God, that's
He's
unfair.
just stating
That's
facts here.
unfair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unfair.
I really get fairly treated with Bill Cosby stuff.
That's only when David's here. That's only when David's here. This doesn't happen.
I don't know the Discord.
Dude,
No.
Brian.
Everybody piled on that Bill Cosby thing was fun.
Even though, hey Brian, even though you're stating fact there, it will happen. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
they're going to
Right.
do
Absolutely.
something. I mean,
that is the most Dave Filoni thing I've ever seen.
They're
Well,
going to
well,
they're
attach
gonna
the
have to.
ghost.
Well,
They're
they
going to attach the
swallow-
ghost to a
Oh,
cargo.
that would be
Yeah.
cool. I could see him
Create
attach
like
the
a
ghost.
reindeer of
Rhett
Urkel.
is the victim.
Yes.
Andrew,
Yes.
look,
I'm a
Andrew,
big
you're a
fan.
young man, and I understand you're being manipulated by Rhett, but don't fall into his traps.
Now you're
Don't
suggesting that I'm grooming young. This is you people.
What do you mean,
Wow.
you people, Rhett?
Yeah, what do you mean? Exactly. Okay, I do want to ask one question. So the map was protected by
Loading.
witchcraft. No,
Yeah, by
I'm going
witch-
this way with it.
Okay.
Protected by witchcraft, and so when Ahsoka grabbed it, it fried her whole arm.
Well, it
type
was in that.
thing?
It was
Yeah.
in that thing that was spinning
It didn't
it.
burn
Right.
anybody else when they touched
No,
it.
it didn't burn anybody else.
So it was
but it
just
was
because
already
it was
out
in
of
the
the.
thing.
Who else?
Yeah.
No. This was
Sabine held it. She
nobody
had a gun
else
to it.
touched it
As we're not right
when it was
in the
on-
machine. Yeah.
It's just
when it was
because
on the witchcraft powered
Yeah.
thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
She
yes.
was the only one to touch it when it was on that.
She's the one
It
that
was
took it out
glowing.
of it. Yeah.
She got
Okay.
burned real
She
bad from
reached
that.
in, but will
And
she
her
have the
arm,
map?
she couldn't use her arm. And yeah. Oh.
They're saying she might have the imprint of the map
Just
on
like-
her hand.
just
Oh,
like in
crap.
And Indiana
Raiders of
Jones.
the Lost
Yeah,
Ark.
You
Raiders.
heard that, Rhett?
Raiders.
I hate that
Yes.
so
She's got-
much.
She's tote.
Wait a minute. I actually
She's
would.
got.
She's
I-
toast.
She's tote.
No, you can see it on her hand in one
But
scene.
wait,
But
Wait a
the
minute.
map doesn't
And
work
that's
like
why she's
that.
got the
No,
staff.
I know, the map
She's got
doesn't
the
She's gonna
staff when
project
she's
a light onto her hand.
Ahsoka the. Oh, this is awesome. I'm clapping.
It's gonna be like shadow puppets. She's gonna do shadow puppets.
Hold it to the light. Hold it to the light.
I will.
That staff is going to have to be a certain length because they're not going to have the thing that the white staff she's got in Rebels is going to have to be a certain length. She's going to put her hand
like
print
it.
on something like silly
gonna-
putty, and then oh, it's going to be great.
Silly
Oh, man.
man.
Okay, so I have a
Yeah,
question.
like newspaper.
Anakin's going to lead her there. Say, this is the way.
Oh no! We're going to talk about Anakin in a minute. I
Okay,
think there's
all
something
right,
to
all
figure
right,
out.
I'm
Before we
starting
get to
to
Anakin, this may lead into
Yeah.
it a little bit. Ahsoka at the end of Rebels, that final shot in Rebels, when she shows up to pick up Sabine.
Aziz left. Yes.
Is Ahsoka not in like a white, like Gandalf the White
She
costume?
At the end of
Yeah.
Rebels.
End of Rebels?
It's not the same scene.
It's-
Okay, that's what I was going to ask about. I think it may kind of. Here's a theory. Here's a crackpot theory for you.
oh man, this might.
Ahsoka's going to time travel. And Ahsoka is going to re-pick up Sabine, and she's going to be in this white Gandalf the White costume, and it
To the end of
is the
Rebels.
same scene.
Oh, okay. That's
And
that's
then we're going to
bold
redo this
prediction.
whole thing.
Oh, I'm gonna throw up.
Well, Ted, we don't actually. Ted, we're not really quite sure the timeline on when she's Ahsoka the White, though.
The reason I say that is because
Ahsoka
in
was-
Rebels, Sabine touches the painting the same way that she does in this.
we
right?
saw that. We saw
And
that.
she walks away the same way. This ship,
yeah.
Maybe she just always rubs Ezra's face.
there's a possibility. But yeah, I kind
No.
of, I don't want it. I don't want it. But
It's not. I don't think
gonna
it's
happen.
supposed to be time
See,
travel.
But yeah, I think in Rebels they kind of established that they shouldn't use it that way.
No, they
Aren't there
shouldn't.
dogs or something that can time travel in Rebels
Wolves.
now? What
No,
was it?
those were
Wolves.
wolves, and they weren't time travel.
Loth wolves.
Oh, okay.
Both
Well,
wolves.
yeah,
Yes.
because there's
That's what
wolves
they
all over
are.
the
I
Phoenix
know they
too.
are. I know you're right.
So I think we're gonna see that scene again. I think we're gonna get time travel.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
no, no,
Jake.
don't call
That's
it
an
time
interesting-
travel, though. I think it's going to be something else.
It's going
There
to
were-
drop back in time.
There's not going to be
There
any
were-
time travel.
There were rumors back in the day, like right around the first of the year into last year, that there was there was a kind of where she goes in and she sees a replaying of events if different choices had been made.
Maybe
so that
that's
we see some like she fights Anakin on Mustafar, and the
I
point
saw
was that
something about
that
that.
Anakin was always destined to fall. Like things were destined to happen.
Right, you can't
basically
change that. What
the
happened
way
happened.
they were. Yeah,
sort of like a what if.
I think some of that has changed, but it was a pretty heavy rumor that was shot. They shot a scene like that with them fighting on Mustafar, and that may have changed. So I don't know if I'm spoiling or unspoiling. It's just
No. I think you're onto something. I mean, and I only say that because somebody had to pull Ahsoka into the World Between Worlds. You can't just fall into the World Between Worlds. Somebody that's in there has to pull you in. That's kind of been established that's how that has to happen. So I think Anakin.
Is that true?
I don't think that's Anakin.
That's what I was about to say. Anakin,
Oh,
aka
that's-
Darth Vader, pulls her in because he wants another round.
Another round.
Oh.
Like another
because they
fight with
fought
her?
he wants another fight.
I thought the implication was that she was dead because he says, "I didn't expect to see you so soon. I thought you'd live longer." And that's I don't think that's the way the World Between Worlds works, right? That's not where you go when you die in Star Wars, right? So she's in the water. She's having a near death experience, kind of an out of body. I'm blinking out of life experience, and then she'll be pulled out by the ghost or some whoever, some Deus Ex Star Wars will
somebody has to pull you into the World Between Worlds. Ezra pulled her in,
but how is
Anakin pulled her out?
How is the suitless Vader Anakin? How is suitless Vader Anakin in the World Between Worlds? How did he get in there?
Right, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that's what that is. I don't think
some people are saying he's not Vader, but I don't know. I don't know enough lore. I've heard some rumors about things.
Well, no, this would be new lore. This would be a new, very new thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's right. It's Anakin's
lightsaber.
Not
Anakin, I should say.
It's Anakin's lightsaber that he has on his hilt. I think that's been
why the Darth Vader Q at the end.
Why the Darth Vader Q at the end is the real question.
I feel like it's the inevitable.
Look, it was also Anakin's theme is Darth Vader's theme.
When you watch it with closed captions,
I know this, but I'm saying all the way back to Phantom Menace, Anakin's theme was simply a reworking of Vader's theme. Okay,
right.
So
that's fair. But why would they specifically say Darth Vader theme?
It's not necessary, just because that's what we. It's not necessarily.
Well, it does.
Maybe it is. It doesn't have to be.
It does take a darker, minor tone feeling at the end. I think that's just more like the inevitability of what Anakin will become. I don't know if they'll represent that later on, but
that's her. I mean, and it's, we're seeing
Brian,
her.
That's what we don't know, Brian. Anakin pulls her in. No, I think Anakin pulled her in there. Anakin as Darth pulled her in there.
Well, okay, wait a minute. So,
that's what I think.
Go ahead, Jacob.
I think this is Anakin before his fall, but
I think this is something to do. I don't think this is Anakin. I think what Dr. Earl just said. This is Force Ghost Anakin has somehow the Force Ghosts are able to access the World Between Worlds.
That's right. The Force Ghost got really young in 2004 and looks like Hayden Christensen now.
Right.
Right. Thank you for that, man.
No, I think this is the good Anakin. I really wanted to see Sebastian Shaw or whoever that was.
Somewhere in the World Between Worlds, George Lucas is pissing on Sebastian Shaw's grave again.
George has nothing to do with the show, so that doesn't. I know what you think.
I love looking at Hayden pasted onto someone else's body in the special edition.
Yeah, like the CGI. That was my one, complaint, I guess. But it's a minor.
Oh, not this episode.
Not this episode.
Special edition.
Special edition, 97.
Oh, when they pasted over that. Yeah.
I thought Anakin looked just fine this episode. He looked
like Meg Ryan.
Something was off for me, but
Meg Ryan.
I was able to be like, okay, well, like that doesn't look exactly like it doesn't look like Hayden Christensen from 2004. Certainly not, but I'm like, looks good enough. I get the gist.
That's what I'm saying. It's a minor thing. That's
that episode of Doctor Who with the Ninth Doctor, where it was the end of the world, the end of Earth, and they had that stretched skin.
Yes.
I do remember that.
That's what Anakin looked like.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like the second or third episode
of Doctor Who
of Eccleston's career.
I remember.
I couldn't pick Eccleston out of a lineup.
Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah, you could. He was Malekith or whatever.
Yeah,
he was Destro in G.I. Joe.
Destro in G.I. Joe. Yeah, exactly.
You guys are speaking.
This doesn't help me either, Jacob.
I won't necessarily say it looked bad, but it was certainly noticeable.
Yes,
Brian
knows what I'm talking about.
Brian knows exactly. Look, he's big into Doctor Who.
That's If Anakin looked bad, do you guys think Princess Leia at the end of Rogue One looked bad? Because I think that looks great.
I think
Princess
Leia at the end of Rogue One looks way worse than Anakin did.
I think that's crazy that people think. I think she looks better than Tarkin.
Really?
I don't know about that.
Absolutely. I think it's because she's doing less.
Love Tarkin,
and it's a line.
There was a lot more work put in Tarkin than
right.
For
I
sure.
can see that.
She just had one scene and it was like flash and gone.
I'd rather Billy Lord play her than what they did.
Right. No, I would too.
Like I'd rather Sebastian Stan play Luke Skywalker than or like it doesn't have to be Sebastian Stan, but anybody.
It could be that stunt guy they've been using. The stunt guy they've been using. He's good. Balin. Let's talk about Balin.
Let's talk about Balin, my man.
Awesome.
Let me tell you, my favorite part of this episode. I love Balin in this episode.
Yes.
Yep. Ray Stevenson is bringing it. I mean, there is this gravitas and charisma to him, and he's steady. He's strong. The greatest Star Wars TV villain. I think.
Yeah.
Jim Carlos. No, he's better than that guy. That guy became an idiot.
First season though, he was good.
He was good. He's always he's good.
I don't know because less is more. Yeah,
I'm sure. I'm sure they'll try to make Moff Gideon more powerful or something. But yeah, I agree. I really like Balin. Probably the most funny villain.
Garrison, you were going to say something. What were you going to say?
Huh?
Were you going to say specifically what your favorite part of Balin was in this episode?
I just liked his showdown with Ahsoka, like his presence during the showdown with Ahsoka. He's so calm, collected, and assured of what's going to happen in that moment.
He's kind of getting into her head a little bit. With the stuff about Anakin wouldn't have turned if you'd have been.
And I love his fighting style. Like he's holding his lightsaber like it's a broadsword.
Yeah.
Oh man, he comes pretty fierce at the end there
versus the samurai.
Especially when she burns her hand, she has to use one hand at that point. I like that.
But he beat her. Like he beat her in a fair fight.
Not she burned
he wasn't
her
even
hand.
Going for the kill.
So that's her problem. I mean, that happens. But you got
even before she went for the ball, she was losing.
He was also super focused on trying to get the ball too. That was part of her problem.
And she was distracted when Shin showed up. She thought that meant Sabine was dead.
Sabine was dead.
That was a moment of distraction right there.
Okay, right. But then Sabine showed up, and she's not distracted by the thought of her being dead anymore, and then she lost.
I think she was distracted by Sabine herself at that point.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Distraction. She was getting whooped the whole time.
She would not the whole time.
Yes, the whole time he was throwing her around before any of that Sabine Shin crap.
I think the point of that fight was that she did get beat. I think that's like the mid-season.
Why was she only using one lightsaber? Why didn't she?
I've heard that she was leaving a hand open to grab the ball. Like I don't know if you saw them. Like when I rewatched it, she kept trying to maneuver over.
Yeah,
closer.
she wanted to get the.
She was trying to do that too much. That was what was causing her some issues.
Can we not have the force? Can we not just pull the ball toward us?
No,
that was my question.
No.
Can we not pull the
Dathomirian witch powers were holding that thing in?
We choke each other because Shin can choke you, or she can throw you when she wants to, but then don't ever use that when it would be useful again. The force powers just come and go. It's silly.
That's always been Star Wars, though.
I know.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of always been Star Wars. Exactly.
I mean, the best use of force powers was actually probably episode 2, Dooku Yoda. Most sense where they're like dueling force battles, and they're like, it seems like our knowledge of the force will not.
Look, I didn't hate
win this battle or whatever he says.
Did to that dumb girl in Obi-Wan. What was her name? What was that?
Reva.
Yeah, I liked how he fought her without even really getting his saber out.
That was cool,
right?
Yeah,
that was cool.
I thought that was nice.
Yeah.
Well, that just was showing, how much more powerful he was than she.
And then she survived.
I like the lightsaber battle between Sabine and Shin. I thought that was it was a fun fight, and I like that the ending was like a surprise because she flipped back to her Mandalorian, like she was trying to force things. She goes, "Ah, crap, okay." And then
Shin was like, "You have no power."
And I like how Shin kind of goes, like she braces herself, and then she goes, "Oh,
well, yeah," because she was expecting it.
She
was expecting some force push or something, and
Yep. And I like Shin's sort of like crazy intensity through this whole thing.
She's
like,
pretty
she
out there.
really hates Sabine.
I like that a lot.
I do too.
All the guys are like, yes.
I looked up the phrase Shin hottie today, and there's a lot of people using that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I was slow to come around on Shin, but she
this episode she was good. Yeah, she was really good. I think, well, and just her wanting to just like force choke Ahsoka there also, or I mean Sabine there at the end, and Balin having to tell her to back off.
No, that's
I made a promise. I'm gonna, and oh man, and he's so smart.
He's so honorable. He's very honorable.
Well, he's just doing that to get into Sabine's head. I made a promise, unlike her master. Just that type of stuff.
Right. Yeah, but I think he means it, and I think he's I think there's something honorable about him too. I mean, he is a Jedi. He's
kind of Dooku-esque almost.
Yeah, yeah. I think he has a code of honor.
All right, Andrew, we'll back off. Sorry, Andrew. I didn't know. Sorry, Andrew. I didn't know.
Yeah,
okay,
you're gonna have to fight all of us.
Is mine.
Hey, make your run. Shoot your shot, man.
But. Yeah, he's just
speak German, sir, or Russian.
He's just a very, very well written character. Balin is. I mean, he's saying a lot of really well. The stuff that we don't know is when he mentioned her master letting her down. We don't know the details of that because he's not talking about Kanan. He's talking about Ahsoka.
Wait,
he didn't say that.
He said that to.
Oh,
Sabine.
he said that to Sabine.
Yeah, he said that.
Yeah, he's talking about Ahsoka. I think that was just him intuiting that. Like
he said that to Ahsoka. I don't think he said that to.
No. He said it to Sabine. As part of. Remember, she had the map, and he was trying to.
She had the gun on the map.
Yeah, but I think you're cross. He said that to Ahsoka, and he said a lot of things to Sabine, but he didn't say that your.
I don't remember a master thing. Yeah, that was a moment
towards the end of the episode that he said the same thing to Sabine.
Your masters let you. Yeah,
your master let you down.
If there wasn't a football game on right now, I'd turn the episode on and fast forward.
He definitely talked about Anakin during the Ahsoka stuff, but
because he was talking about what happened on Mandalore. And then in that particular part of the conversation, he also mentioned, your master letting you down, or not letting you down, but not believing in you is what he said.
He did say an interesting thing that sometimes you have to destroy something before you can create something good or something like that, which to me is like, well, I know, but it's almost like, is he saying the idea like, I don't really want Thrawn's war, but I want to build something after.
Boom.
Oh,
Boom.
Matt.
Boom.
We can trust Matt. He's a minister or something.
Sorry, Jacob.
We can't trust Jacob. Oh, it's Josh.
Wait,
what are you doing?
It's the same safety every time, too.
Oh, dude.
You're playing Zach Wilson. Just protect the football. Let him turn it over. That's what he does.
Yeah, because Zach will turn it over.
All three of them have been to Whitehead.
I think you're right. At least two of them have.
Oh, wow.
I hate football. I wish it was.
No, you don't.
I hate the fact. I hate the fact that these are. I forgot about freaking Monday. How could I forget about Monday Night Football?
Honestly, a lot of Monday night games suck anyway.
Most of the time they do.
Guys, it's just pro ball. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Auburn.
Go Knowles.
Whoa!
So I like the design.
Andrew's getting spicy.
Who's Zach?
Who's Zach?
Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson.
Oh.
Milford.
I thought he was talking about one of us. I was like, what?
I was like, where's Zach?
I do.
Hey, I would love a 40-year-old woman, honestly.
So
I mean, to be fair, I probably would too.
Stay on task. Well, come to think of it,
I liked some of the design.
Morgan Elsbeth. I'm
going to bring it back to Ahsoka, guys. Just for
she's in her late 70s.
She's 57.
That's the same difference.
57. All right, what
I was going to say, I like the design of like when they were firing up the hyper thing. You saw it had sort of a Metropolis vibe about it with the the power going up, and I like the robots in that sort of whatever her command center of this big
ring, whatever it is.
Yeah,
the hyperspace
ring.
Hyperspace ring.
Which we've had those in Star Wars before. It's not a first or anything. That's
and then I liked that the ships
that tore a hole in space and started knocking ships around.
I did like that. Awesome. I like that aspect.
That was pretty awesome.
I like that there were high stakes. That like there were people dying. That it wasn't just
I
thought they were going to kill Carson Teva. I was like, oh,
I wish
I didn't.
Kim's convenience. And then out of the blue, Zeb shows up. We are back with some more ships.
Well, hey, that's a good Zeb. We're back with them. That's good. I like that.
Carabas.
Yeah, exactly. I want Callus to show up. Would he still be around?
Hot Callus.
Hot Callus.
I forget what happened to him in Rebels. I'm still.
I think he's still around.
He's still around. He'd be way older now.
They'll have David Oyelowo
in white face.
The white face. No.
Yep. It's
okay. So Baylan said your family died on Mandalore because your master didn't trust you.
Yeah,
that's
trust
it.
you.
That's
I corrected myself and said trust at the end. Yeah.
And we don't know that story, Rhett.
Right. We don't know the details of all that. So something happened with Ahsoka and Sabine on Mandalore, I guess.
Or is that a former master?
Yeah, I mean, who's master? I don't know. I mean, it's not necessarily it was Ahsoka.
She's only had technically Ahsoka as her master.
Ted's right.
Yeah, I understand.
Didn't Callus go to like what are Zeb's people called?
Oh, he went off to that planet or whatever with Zeb's
Callus.
people. I didn't remember all that. Yeah.
Oh, what the heck is this? The name of his species?
Oh, starts with an A, maybe. I don't know. I can't remember.
Lasat.
Lasat. I was way off on that. Lasat.
You went off with the Lasat. Yep. Wow.
Yeah,
but I thought they were
more witchcraft people. They tap into the Force with their witchcraft. Also,
what did they call it?
Dude,
the Asha.
Yeah, dude, that's right. I think
so. Yeah,
I think that's accurate. I have not. I did not do a Rebels rewatch like most people did.
Because wasn't that one of the original names for the Force?
Yeah.
Yes.
That.
Yeah, that's what Lucas originally had wanted to call the Force was Asha or something like that. Yeah.
Wow, that's a bunch of hippie crap.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That sounds so Eastern mysticism.
Well, yeah, no, there's probably was a bit of that in there.
There's a lot of that in there for sure.
So
yeah.
This isn't Narnia. The Force isn't the Holy Spirit.
Right. Exactly.
So at the end of
Yoda not the Aslan character? I thought I've been watching Star Wars wrong.
Yeah, you've been watching it wrong.
The Aslan character is the what do they call that big creature with that shows up in season 3? The Bindu. The Bindu.
I mentioned the Bindu in quite a bit at our library standoff.
I am the one in the middle.
Yeah.
We do not know.
Another Doctor.
I can't do the Bindu.
Another Doctor Who connection with that character as well.
Tom.
Yeah, Brian. They flew off on some ship.
No, they're going to fly in on a ship to save the situation.
Callus is probably like 100 years old, though. Well,
it seems interesting.
There's only like 6. There's only like 6-7 years in between, like
6 or 7
Rebels.
Yeah.
That's where we're at now.
Here's my theory on it, Rhett. If they do have him in the show, because it's so much for the CGI, he'll just be sitting in a bar, and it'll be the same scene again.
Garrison made this point last week.
They've already got the model.
They've got.
I know. That's what I'm saying. They'll just have him sitting still.
Well, I made the joke that he would be in the same bar, but
he won't be there at all. He won't be in the show at all. Though.
But here's the
okay. That's your call.
You're clearly setting up the return of Ezra in the show. Why would you not bring in Zeb to see the return of Ezra?
Well, it may not be till the movie though. See, there's going to be this is going to become a movie. Y'all realize that, right?
I mean, they will have a reconnection at some point. Good Lord! Why would it not
better
be
than
this
show?
I see what you did there.
It's low-hanging fruit. Low-hanging fruit. No, Zeb will be in this series.
Yes, his name is Luke. His name is
around.
Luke.
He'll be around. They've already.
So
got
why
the
did
model.
the big ring?
They've already got the maquette.
I would have. What would have been cool is if the big ring brought those 6 ships with them, because like they were
Because I mean, that's the purpose of the big ring, right? Is to bring back vessels.
So like
they're bringing back the Chimera.
Yeah. But I guess because maybe they were a little further out.
They were too, just like wiped them out. Yeah,
not that that's ever happened with hyperspace before, but
well, you generally dock. I mean, every time we've seen a hyperspace ring in the past, you dock with it physically, and you're connected, and then it shoots out. So
right. This one's just
not a gate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Well, I think we've solved it at the beginning, though. She's got the map on her hand, like Coke did. Dude, I think it's a good
You might be right. And then she's going to go to the bin.
Oh, no. Did he throw another interception?
I think they must have scored.
Oh, touchdown. Okay.
That was an insane catch. Garrett Wilson is an absolute problem.
This is a problem.
Hondo got.
Oh, my God.
Did you see that catch?
Holy cow.
That's insane. I mean, that shouldn't be possible.
While y'all are sports balling, Brian E makes a pretty good point here.
Okay.
I don't think Thrawn is going to make it back.
Look, if you're making your next film, they announced the next film was basically called Heir to the Empire. Currently, he's got to be the villain of that.
Right.
I think he's just going to show up at the very end of this whole thing.
What if that film never happens because the property is dead and it's about to change hands? Or listen, there's a very real possibility in the next 2 years Disney is owned by someone
But that
else.
doesn't mean that the property's dead.
Even if that's the case. The next person who owns it is definitely going to want a Star Wars film out there. And either way, I feel like Heir to the Empire is going to happen, whether or not it's even connected to what's happening currently.
I think they've got momentum going with this episode. They finally, people have been sort of slowly building the audience.
I think we're good here now.
They're not slowly building an audience.
It's the Game of Thrones. No, they are. They're
going to my look. Okay. Game of Thrones is like a generational thing. That's not an occurrence that happens all the time. And Mando got close with season 1 and 2 in terms of viewership.
They screwed the pooch big time.
I'm not saying this is the Game of Thrones level. Don't hear me that. But there's
what I'm saying is it will be a box office disaster to release a movie based on this stuff. This side of Star Wars disaster. It will be a box office disaster.
They just set up. People say go watch this show and to get ready for the movie.
First off, it needs to be lower budget than
it will be. And
it doesn't need to be like $300 million budget.
No. So Andrew wants you to buy Lucasfilm, Rhett.
No, we would never want that.
I mean, listen, I keep being correct on everything about it.
No, you're not.
And you guys just ignore it. And in episode, I mean, you guys are going to be leaning by episode 8. You're going to be so far on the edge of your seat, waiting on Zeb to show up. You're not going to be able to pay attention to anything else, and then you're just going to be disappointed. You're ruining Star Wars for yourselves.
Right?
I will listen to me.
I'm not sitting and watching these episodes going, when is Zeb going to show up?
No, I'm not either.
Yeah, nobody's doing that.
It's okay if he doesn't.
But I will say,
you will be by then. By then, you will be because that's all you'll have left.
Only to disprove you.
What's our wager here?
I know that's what I'm saying. Like you're going to be like, we've got to have one thing against Red, and that's all you'll have left because I'm going to be right about all of this.
I will say, when we were doing our Loki one during season 1, and when Kang actually showed up in the last episode. I felt the tingle then. That was
the tingle. Yeah.
Hey, somebody post Ted's comment.
I believe for the MCU, that's the mingle.
Yeah. There you go.
Yes. There we go. I need a hat.
Trust me.
Trust me. Trust me.
We're gonna slash the budget.
Listen, no, I think it's worth saying and having a real conversation about.
About what?
If you release a movie based around Ahsoka and the Mandalorian and Skeleton Crew or whatever, you will fail miserably at the box office.
You're thinking that a Baby Yoda-centric movie would fail?
Oh, no, it would blow up big.
The moms are going to go see it in droves.
No, they're not.
That's the baby from the
Mandalorian.
Here's the thing. Rhett's right if the movie sucks.
Yeah.
If the movie's
if there's good
sequel
word of mouth
trilogy level,
people
it will
see it.
And,
I mean, because a lot of people do wait to see if the nerds really like it, and if the
So
nerds
5
don't
series
really
and a
like
movie.
it,
So they're going to do 5 years of Ahsoka and then finally do the movie. No, I'm just kidding.
I think 6 seasons in a movie. That's what we're going for.
Yeah.
6 seasons in a movie.
The movie needs to come out sooner rather than later before it gets too far down the road.
Well,
I mean,
there's no movie going to happen prior to.
No, it's going to be a while. It'll be
like 2026 at this point.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, it would have to start production in 24.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Nobody.
Well,
and then
Filoni will
have
be
already
canceled.
dismantled and rebooted the entire property by then.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, Disney's not going to. Disney will not be self owned by that point. They will
the
be.
Guys, Spectrum and Disney made up.
But I'm saying that, like, I agree with Roth. It does not matter who owns Disney. They're wanting a Star Wars movie in theaters.
I know, but it ain't going to be that one. It ain't going to be the one based on all the things that
was
are.
That you, Garrison? Sorry.
Yeah,
I thought
that was
Roth.
not me.
Roth, you get a lot of credit for things you don't say.
I do. It's pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. You guys make me sound really smart. I'm actually more on Rhett's side than like just with if this Mandalorian movie, if this Filoni movie,
the Filoniverse
sucks. It's what's happening? It's not gonna make any money. It's gonna be a flop, and Star Wars like may be close to doomed.
Yeah.
If it's good and there's really good word of mouth, I think it can be an overall success. I don't think it's going to come anywhere close to Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker. Like, it won't be in that ballpark. I don't think.
Here's what I agree with Rhett if the movie that comes out first is the Rey movie and it bombs.
That will never happen. There will never be a Rey movie.
You never know.
Now, a Finn movie, guys. I'm going to pitch that to Lucasfilm right now.
Ray! He just yells the whole.
That's all.
If you want to squander his character like Ryan Johnson, sure.
If they're trying to fast track this Rey movie and have that be the first one after the strike's over, I mean, because what's going to happen is whatever they had in pre-production, which I think was the Rey movie.
Not really.
As soon as the strike is over, they're going to go boom as quick as they possibly can to get that thing done. I mean, that's going to be the thing that they try and release first. Not the Filoni movie.
They made no money. They are going to burn $200 million on a Rey movie.
I didn't say 200 million.
That's what it's going to take. That's a fair minimum for a Star Wars movie.
I take it that the Bills.
Lucasfilm's not going to do any.
They're tied.
They fumbled.
The snap hit Allen in the face mask.
What's happening?
He should look the ball in.
Is this show about football? Or is it about
it's not our fault.
Who scheduled this show on
everything?
Monday Night Football?
Football is everything, Rhett. Everything.
So here's the thing. I think originally, now you can correct me if I'm wrong, Mike. They were going to have an Ahsoka show. They were going to have the Skeleton Crew show.
Yes.
They were going to have
Rangers of the New Republic.
Well, okay, but
that got canceled a long time ago.
What's the? I'm blanking on the Mandalorian. What's her name? Bo-Katan. They're going to have a Bo-Katan show.
No. That was
in another Mando season.
They were a Bo-Katan show.
They were all going to converge with what's his name being the bad guy.
Yes,
Thrawn, and then they would all be in a movie, right? Because
I think the original.
I'm just saying what the original plan was to build a momentum.
Would be 2 seasons of Mando, the 3rd season of Mando being the Bo-Katan show, Ahsoka season 1, and Rangers /
which
Skeleton Crew, and then those culminating.
I'm not really into the Skeleton Crew thing.
I'm so on board with the movie idea because I've been saying since the 2nd season of Mando that this should conclude in a movie.
Okay, so to Rhett's point, they may have waited a little too long.
But I'm totally biased on this conversation because I've been pitching this since day one. So
when is that model? Has that model ever worked?
It's never happened.
It's never. They've never tried it. They've never tried it.
Well, we had Inhumans the first 2 episodes of the.
You could definitely do it if it were a popular enough
X-Files did it.
Well, miserable failure.
What about anime? Doesn't anime do that where like they'll have seasons
anime
and
films
then
make bank.
And they make a lot of money.
Japanese shoot bottle rockets out of their buttholes. Okay, on game shows, they do. They are. That is not a good example. The bomb messed them up.
I'm just talking about the money that they make in America, because they make good money at the American box office.
Relatively well. They
For
don't
sure.
do like
they only play for a couple weekends, but they'll make like 40-50 million in those weekends.
Okay, but not like what you would need a Star Wars movie to do. Not you need a Star Wars movie.
But that's the closest
Star Wars
example.
Is a bigger property in America than anime is,
and it wouldn't be in there for 3 weekends. It would be in there for 4 months.
I mean, how many of you know Demon Slayer or whatever?
I only because I see the box office numbers. That's the only reason I know what Demon Slayer is. Otherwise, I would not.
Yeah, but there are more people at I don't know. Anime appeals to a different segment than Star Wars. No, I'm saying I think there are younger people, and I know you guys are reasonably young compared to old people like the
rest of us three. Yeah,
but I think people younger than you, I don't think are into Star Wars at all, but they are into anime, and I don't think they're suddenly going to start being into Star Wars because there's a Thrawn movie. Okay, I don't think they care about it.
No, but I'm not saying that you would get the anime audience because they're like, oh, TV show to movie. We know that format. Well, let's go watch that movie. I'm talking about it's out there, like, fan bases do it. So it would be a reasonable take to think that the Star Wars fan base would do it, and the people that go to Star Wars movies would be likely to go to this one as well. And it would,
I think that
if it's good.
Yeah, so they've fumbled it a little bit, not to their fault. I mean, the strikes are messing up a lot. Didn't mess up.
The strike's not what messed up Book of Boba Fett or Mandalorian season 3.
No, COVID's what messed up Book of Boba Fett.
Return, Rise of Skywalker, or Obi-Wan.
I mean, the only thing that needs to be successful at this point, in all honesty, is Ahsoka Forward. I mean, for that movie to work, people forget things so quickly. They're not going to.
They do.
They're not going to care about Mando season 3 not hitting or Book of Boba Fett not hitting.
I don't understand. You guys,
they won't.
Brett,
they won't.
It's like you don't. It's like you, I don't. Sometimes you guys are really smart, and Garrison, especially you. Like you really understand this box office. And then when it comes to Star Wars, your brain just
rose-colored.
Rose
Tico colored glasses.
I'm not saying it'll perform well, but I am saying we don't know. I mean, that's so far away, really. I mean, that's the sad reality.
Yeah.
It's so far away.
I don't think time is doing it any favors.
It's not doing
it. That's why I'm saying if they continue down this road, if they release this movie, it will fail. And Star Wars cannot have another high profile.
Cannot afford to do that. Yeah,
I will say it's very nice to see Michael defend Star Wars.
The Rey movie will do just fine. I think everybody's super excited about Rey coming back.
Nobody is, and that's the thing that these people who dye their hair weird colors and they're it's spiky and they're rotund and they sit around like eat like at a table and they talk about all the things.
You're driving our audience away, man.
That's when they have those brainstorming sessions. They come up with let's do a Rey movie, and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh!" And they just get moist. The skin is just. But no, the world doesn't want that. Okay, nobody wants that. That's a fail. That's a money pit.
The world can't have what the world wants. Because
I'll tell you what. If we get a Rey movie, that Rotten Tomato score is going to be high.
It will be.
He'll be spending $50 right and left to get good reviews on it.
Did you see that
or whatever?
Did you see the report was like specifically a Daisy Ridley movie?
Yeah, it was Ophelia or whatever it was, and they were paying critics $50 to write
it was low rent bloggers basically, but
yeah.
Which those guys should have never been on there anyway. I mean, that's the sad.
No, they shouldn't have. See, that's the problem. They started letting everybody
they should kick non-newspaper.
I'm not an anti-Daisy Ridley, anti-Rey
person. I would.
Well,
I
I'm
would
saying
watch a Rey
non-newspaper
movie.
or non-big websites
It's written well.
should go away.
Yeah, they
Well,
need to.
yeah,
No, I disagree. I think the Good Day for Movie Podcast and Deucecast people should be able to review movies.
There you go. We
And the
we got
critics
the
section.
skills.
But
Okay.
you know, newspapers, nobody reads a newspaper anymore. I mean, that's a dying. Those people are just clinging.
I was
to
the
life.
last
The
guy.
newspapers
You're
are published
gatekeeping.
online.
You're gatekeeping,
You're
Garrison.
published online.
They're published online. Yeah, most of them are published online now. There's a few paper.
Nobody
actual
pays
paper.
attention to them either. Nobody's
I
waiting on.
listen to
I
the
don't know whether
critics.
I'm going to go see this movie. I got to wait for this guy at the Chicago Sun to let me
I'm
know.
Is
not-
Shallot still reviing things?
No, dude, it's Shallot. Is she still alive?
He-
Well, everyone, we're gonna talk about the what he used to do on Today's Show. Yeah, these young guys don't know about Shallot, man. That's
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I know Siskel and Ebert, but yeah.
Shallot was around that era.
Look
though.
up-
he
look
had
up
this
Gene
huge
Shalit. He had
mustache
this big
and
stash
his
and he'd be
hair.
well, the movies are gonna be. He looked like Eugene Levy. He had these eyebrows kind of going up and down.
He was
Oh
awesome.
man, what a guy!
Yeah,
He-
you
oh,
found him?
did you find his picture?
Yeah.
he is
Wow.
awesome. Oh my gosh.
And he'd have this little little sort of.
I just it meant So if
So,
Thrawn
Red,
comes back,
what?
if
Okay.
Thrawn comes back, then it ends on a cliffhanger where now Thrawn is back. So now everything's got to revolve around
Yes.
that. They're going to have some movie about it.
Cliffhanger.
But there's no real tension there because you know where this is going, and there's
He'll
no.
show up on the last episode.
Oh, I know, but okay, but then where? Then what happens to him? When do we
Strike.
see
We're in
him
a strike.
next? What's
We're in a
next?
strike.
He ain't going to be in Skeleton Crew.
No, he wouldn't be in Skeleton Crew, but
Yeah.
he'd be
There's
maybe in
nothing
Mando season 4 would
He
be
ain't gonna
probably
be-
his.
There ain't
next
gonna be Mando
appearance.
Season 4.
So,
There
so
is,
when
they've already
Heir to the
announced it.
Empire,
Sure
when
they
Heir
have.
to the Empire is a giant success, are we getting Dark Force Rising next, and then go to the Last Command?
I love
Okay,
it.
now
Yes.
I'm starting to lean towards Rhett. Stop it, Garrison. Don't.
And
They
then,
do have
look, I hope
think
we
they're
get
gonna do the
love of
courtship
Darth
of
Vader. That's what I
Princess
hope.
Leia.
Let's bring Boba Fett back, the Mod Squad with the spin.
Here's the
Fight
problem
Thrawn.
in general with, and I know we've talked about this over and over again. You can't just keep making Luke and Leia movies. You can't just ad nauseum make. You have to take the franchise someplace else.
Well, and
You
that's
cannot
what in theory,
continue to make Luke and Leia movies.
and in theory, a Rey movie would do that, but that's not
Right.
like they didn't leave themselves in a good spot at the end of Rise of Skywalker. Because
gotta tell you,
no one cares about Rey.
You give me real actors that can
I
actually
care.
act in a good script. I'd take a Luke and Leia movie right now.
No, see,
Mhm.
we can't keep doing it though.
It's
It's,
just
like
in this-
spinning
yeah,
your
it's-
wheels.
It makes Star Wars seem so small.
Oh. Yeah, so Luke and Leia actually meet when they're like 9 and 10 and they're running like scamps around Tatooine.
Camps.
Yeah, it's so convoluted.
what
Apple's
what-
going to get it, and they're going to reboot it. There you go.
No.
Problem solved.
Apple's
They're
going
going to
to
reboot it from episode 1.
Yeah, exactly.
they're going to start.
They're just
right.
basically going to do what Warner Brothers
With
is
a new
about to do with Harry Potter.
multicultural.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're going to start. They're not even going to start at episode. They're going to start at Old Republic
Mm.
and do their own. They're going to do their own thing. They're going to keep
And,
the elements.
wouldn't that be
make
funny?
Star
The
Wars
Jedi
Star
will be
Wars.
the bad
What if, like,
guys.
So
and,
what if like Tim Cook's like, look, I'm gonna buy this company. The only thing I want is that Mangold movie. The one from like, and that's the only one that gets made is the Mangold movie.
One of those.
And he's like, I'm gonna give you
What does he
$500
wanna
million
make?
dollars to make this Mangold movie. And
He wants
it-
to make a 10 Commandments Star Wars.
It's the
Yeah.
Ten Commandments Star Wars, like from before the Old Republic.
with the Jedi.
It's like the
become
the
origin
beginning
of the,
of the Jedi,
Force.
yeah.
Yeah, the origin of
the
the
burning
Force.
bush of the Jedi. And
Yes,
they perceive
exactly.
He ain't gonna make- he ain't gonna. That movie ain't gonna happen either.
No,
How
but
about
if
that?
Tim
Nah,
Cook
the
buys,
High
Look,
Republic-
I don't think that movie happens. I don't
What
think
about the
Red
High
movie
Republic
happens. Ray
show? Do
movie
you think
happens.
it's going to happen?
the High
No, it's a
Republic,
TV show.
What's it called? The New Republic?
Oh,
Acolytes-
that's coming out. I mean,
The
they've shot it and
Acolytes.
edited it.
It's-
I mean,
yeah, it's
Yeah, if
done.
they haven't, if they don't Batgirl it,
They could
Well,
Batgirl it. They could,
because it's
I
all
mean,
about like the Jedi are bad and they don't understand because
right.
they're such
look,
You know,
all I know
Part of
about
me
the
hopes that
Acolyte-
like every nerd franchise gets Batgirl from here on out, and we never get one of these again. Like our
Well,
culture would be
Jacob's
much better off for it.
As
Jacob
long
just
as
wants to watch
Avatar
the
continues,
ball.
I think that's
as long as
Why-
Avatar continues, I'm happy.
Jacob,
Wait,
why is their
Michael, what?
culture worse if we have nerd franchises?
Because
No, it's just the
They
quality.
just well, he's talking about maybe online culture, like
no,
like
all
fandom,
of it.
Yeah,
fandom's
I'm
toxic.
not. I'm
and
not
blah, blah,
agreeing
blah.
with this.
I have answers for that I'm not going to say on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
But also
and X. Don't forget we're streaming on X.
We are
right
on
now
X,
as well.
so I can say it because free
So
speech on X.
if there's no more nerd properties, you can just watch football in peace. We don't have to have all.
No,
of this.
I mean I'd be okay with football ending right now as well. Like,
yeah, because of
be
this
the worst
all
thing ever.
Football has been ruined. Star Wars has been ruined. There's no reason left to exist.
We should really just go back to like a hunter-gatherer farming thing and tear everything down and just spend our lives
technology.
in prayer. Just spend our lives in prayer and
okay, well,
weather away.
Yeah, no, I'm good with
or
that.
Or as ESPN calls it, that when that girl won the U.S. Open, when she was down soaking it all in, they couldn't bear to say.
They couldn't say the word prayer.
So
she was soaking it all in.
Yeah, hunt,
Coco Gauff, who has said that she is a Christian, is soaking it all in. Not
my grandmother was such a soak it all in warrior.
Yeah, if that's in the Mormon world, that's a whole different meaning.
Why does it always come back to that?
I'm sorry.
Why does
Zach
it always?
Wilson's playing football? What else is he supposed to say?
That's true.
Sorry,
he's
guys.
winning.
Always come. All of a sudden, we have 500 viewers because Earl wants to talk about soaking it.
That's just one Mormon household.
Okay, we just lost everybody now.
What in the
one
world
house in Utah.
is wrong?
Yeah, we
with
lost
you
Utah
people?
for sure.
What in the world is wrong with you people?
Jacob wants to go join the Desert Fathers. We can. I'm
Desert
with you, man.
Fathers.
Let's
I'm
go
with
out
you.
there.
Let's
We'll
do
get
it.
rid
Let's
of
do
all
the
technology.
right now. Let's all go to Burning Man and
No.
not Burning Man. Oh, my bad. Okay. I thought you were talking about Burning Man.
Oh no, Mikey, just
Burning.
Oh, guys, we're getting Andrew in trouble.
Andrew, don't let your mom watch this. This is
no, Andrew, no. What are you doing?
Mrs. Haley,
do
I'm
not
sorry.
put this on your big screen TV.
sorry.
at home.
Very tight circle,
I
Andrew.
can picture Andrew in the living room on the 75.
Yeah, your mom's gonna be down at the salon. Is gonna have that, how they sit with that big thing doing their hair, telling all the other neighborhood moms about this show.
Just shut it down. Stop your children from watching it.
And then all of our viewers are gone. If all the children stop watching.
I feel really bad now.
What is this even?
You know what, Andrew? This is not even our worst night. We've said much worse things on.
Let's not bring it back. But
what's happened. I guess we talked about the episode or not. We're not going more than an hour.
Did we miss anything else? I can't think of anything.
No, we didn't miss anything big anyway. So
yeah,
I mean, headphones only.
Yeah, this is something you watch in the privacy of your own room.
Yes.
In a closet. Closet with the lights turned off.
Like milk,
or underneath your bed or underneath the covers.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Like tip with the flashlight. Oh, predictions. Yeah. I got some good ones.
Predictions.
Oh, I got one.
Predictions.
Predictions. Yes, I see it.
So tell us a prediction. Well, we know Rhett's prediction. No Zeb.
No Zeb.
I'm saying Zeb. Garazeb, sir, to you.
I still think
Captain Garazeb Aurelius.
I still think Balin. Okay, so here's what I thought at first. I thought Shin was going. Would you stop it? I thought Shin was going to turn good and Balin and kill Balin. I'm going to reverse that. I think Balin's going to have to take Shin out because Shin's
so
on
crazy.
edge.
Yeah.
She's a bit wild. She's a wild card. So I think Balin is going to have to do something along those lines.
Interesting.
And take Shin out. So that's my prediction. Rhett, you next.
I think Thrawn has to take. Maybe Thrawn takes Balin out.
Ooh, with an Isilmari. He's got the Isilmari with him.
Thrawn has to do something to establish for the viewer that he is a very bad guy.
You're right. That's a good
here's the only thing the only thing they could really do is make him have an Isilmari then, because he needs to be able to subdue the Force.
I don't know what that is.
That's from the books.
Quit saying stupid EU words.
He's got to have a kryptonite of some type to subdue the Force.
I'll give
There's
my
like
theory.
10 different things that subdue the Force in Star Wars canon now. He doesn't have to have a weasel do it.
It was not a weasel. It was like a lizard looking
salamander.
Thing. It was like a lizard looking thing. All right, go ahead, Garrison. What's your prediction?
Thrawn's going to sit in his chamber. He's going to look at a painting.
Yes.
And know exactly how to tactically take down everyone at the end of this.
That's a good prediction.
Okay, wait.
But then things are going to go not his way, and he's going to be like, just as I foresaw, we were supposed to lose
I do like
Star
this.
Destroyers.
Yeah. yes.
Yeah, and somehow Thrawn will get beaten at the same time. Yeah. That's the thing that always gets me.
Yeah. I do like this. I think Balin and killing the Night Sister is a possibility.
Look, Balin's in it for himself. He's a mercenary.
Got a good question here. Anakin predicts Force Ghost from the past or just a dream. I don't think. Look, the world between worlds is not a dream. I think it's a real state.
It's a reality, and
it's a reality of some type.
I think Force Ghosts are able to access them.
Yeah, I think so too.
No, I agree. I think Force Ghosts.
And this is Anakin Skywalker from like after he died, so he's got all those memories or whatever. But this is good Anakin Skywalker, Force Ghost Anakin that shows up at the end of Return of the Jedi.
Here's my prediction. I think Sabine,
scar, so that's maybe right.
Sabine is going to find Ezra, and it's going to look like they're escaping against Balin, but the whole time Thrawn is manipulating her to open up the portal or whatever. Oh, Andrew, that's a good prediction.
What portal?
Well, he's going to reopen somehow. That it's going to open up the not portal, but he's going to use the hyperspace technology to get back with whatever.
That's just going to be riding a Purgle. That's the only look. If they're being serious, that's the only thing they can do. I know that sounded weird.
The Purgle riders.
They can only use the Purgles to get the ghosts. There's
or
no way.
Look, Boba Fett knows how to ride some things. They're going to call in Boba Fett.
Like a Banta. Like a Banta.
Yeah, Banta.
Muad'Dib. Yeah, no.
Muad'Dib.
Yeah, no, there will be, and I for a while thought that Shin
there's going to be a double cross.
I think that Balin's probably going to have to take Shin out, but
yeah, she's too wild.
I don't know how we haven't said it, but I don't think Sabine's actually like on their side.
No.
She's not. She's going to get.
She's never on their side. She's trying to get to Ezra, and if she can connect with Ezra, then she'll try to undermine the bad guys. And
she thinks.
And that's why I think Ahsoka and they don't all have to go, right? I mean, can they tell two stories now and let Ezra and Sabine come back with Thrawn?
That's a possibility.
And maybe
and Sabine
could have back very quickly.
Sabine could have totally screwed things up with Thrawn and been manipulated by Thrawn in some way.
He is pretty smart.
They get back.
I don't think that. I just mean they've left. The rest of our protagonists don't have to go to the other galaxy.
No,
they're going to go. They're going to bring Thrawn back, and now everybody's back together. They can fight Thrawn. I don't think we're waiting till episode 8 to bring Thrawn back. Maybe he comes back really quickly. Something important and big happens in episode 5 because they went to the trouble of
make a movie out of it. Yeah, or to put it in the theater.
Doink.
So, I mean, a big thing with Ezra, though, is he had the ability to communicate with animals really well, kind of like Baby Yoda. So
did Baby Yoda communicate?
That one scene in Mando season 3 when Baby Yoda sees the Purgle was foreshadowing to Baby Yoda showing up in Ahsoka and using the Purgle to help go get
Mando takes over Ahsoka season 1. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Give me some more. Look, I want some more gurgling from Baby
This next
Yoda.
episode is all Mando.
It's absolutely some of the best episodes of Boba Fett. So maybe it's some of the best.
Only 2 good episodes of Boba Fett, but that's not what they're just. I don't. You people.
What do you mean by you people?
I'm gonna clap my hands if Mando says
No, it's going to
He's
be
gonna
Baby Yoda.
Come through that
But
curtain again.
the reason I was saying this, Ezra's going to have to communicate with these Purgles at some point. And the Purgles are not just going to be like, we only see them once and they're not in the series again.
They'll be, that's fine. But I don't think he has to travel across the galaxy. I'm saying they've got everything.
They could bring him back.
The ring will bring the Chimera back.
That's what I said before. That's what I was talking about.
But I'm just saying Ahsoka never has. Nobody's going to have to ride a Purgle.
But I want to see that.
now that we've talked it into existence, it should happen.
I kind of want to see it.
Look, you guys better focus on talking Zeb into existence, because otherwise it ain't going to happen.
It's happening. That I'm actually not kidding. That is happening. That 100% is happening.
Zeb or Purgle?
Oh, dude,
Zeb.
maybe Grogu and Zeb will show up like together in a ship.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And Grogu,
Zeb goes and kidnaps Grogu.
I like Mikey starts
he's
sounding
like,
like a
no.
kid with toys.
No.
That's awesome.
yes.
Action figures.
He's just banging them together like Dark Helmet.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, we will be back next week. Garrison, where can people find you on the interwebs?
You could find me on Twitter at GRyfin3, GRYFUN3. You can find me on Instagram at GRyfin. You can find me on Letterboxd, where I hope to one day be able to log The Glove of Darth Vader, the movie. Just a brilliant kid's book that really needs to be adapted into some
Interesting.
Just make box office buku money, obviously. Trioculus, what a brilliant character. I could just keep going on about all this stuff.
Trioculus is great. Roth, I heard the 5-minute episode about the changes coming. You don't have to drop anything or spoil anything. You don't even have to. But I was excited about the next movie. You can talk about that.
Yeah, the next movie is Apocalypto, directed by Mel Gibson.
Oh, right.
Never seen it. I'm excited. It's on Amazon Prime.
Some nudity in it.
Good. That's what I like to hear. I'm excited for it. I think the podcast is going to be better. I think we're going to be more relevant as well. Will be the hints I'll throw out there.
Oh, interesting. Let me think about more relevant. More relevant. Who could?
So you won't be covering Star Wars then.
So Sage is quitting the show. No,
what?
We don't have to talk. Let's not talk. No, I don't want him to spoil anything.
Announcement. We're not trying to.
Let's.
The only reason I'm not spoiling anything is because we don't know for sure yet.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
There's contracts being negotiated.
Yeah, there's negotiations happening. Tim Cook has to come in and buy them, and
agents are talking with each other. It's really
obvious that is the Sage may be done with the podcast, which is perfectly fine.
That's fine. No.
So it may go to a format of I pick something, Tate picks something, and then we do 2 special episodes in a row.
Can I make a suggestion that the Deucecast should have done years ago? You need a female voice. So if you can find one.
Nah, just inhale some helium and do it yourself.
Like this? Is this better?
What just happened?
He's got all the fancy toys that I never wanted to buy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Can you sing a song from Wizard of Oz, the Lollipop Guild? Can you sing the? We represent the Lollipop.
You just got to
the
sing
Lollipop
lower.
Guild. You're almost there. That's good.
Oh my goodness, what just happened?
I appreciate that.
Oh.
All right. Earl, I guess I'm on you. Good grief. He's on the Discord, hanging out in the Pretentious Corner. Sure, if you want to know about the Discord, just look us up.
If you want to hear about my latest Ingmar Bergman film I saw this week, I'm going to be posting it pretty soon here. So
subscribe to his Substack, everybody.
That's the dude. We've got him under contract of the Discord. He can't have a Substack. He's not allowed to do that.
I have an NFT.
Rhett, you're online, but you want people to find you.
Nah, you got. Where will I be? I'm in the Discord.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, the Discord. That's a good place to be.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'll be putting a prop bet up on Hollywood Stock Exchange that Zeb does not show up in this show.
I'll put up way more. But he will.
So, yeah, I mean, it's
Wow.
inevitable
Okay,
that
the
he
wager's
shows up.
on.
He's going to show up. He's not
Take all
going
your
to
Hollywood stock
in
exchange
this-
money.
The only reason you show him in Mando season 3 is because he's going to be in Ahsoka. You don't show that character otherwise.
Really?
What the really bad thing is, I think I bought Flash stock a long time ago. That probably didn't age well.
Oh, yeah.
Flash stock. No, probably not. All right, we will be back next week for part 5 of Ahsoka. Unfortunately, on a Monday night. Hopefully, there's not a good football game on. Usually, there's not, but tonight's been a pretty good one, actually. Thank you guys in the chat always for hanging out. Ted, Matt, we had Brian, 2 Brians. We had a brief appearance by another Brian as well. Who Andrew, of course, hanging out, and look forward to seeing everybody next week on Deucecast Extra. Everyone have a good night.